Hello and welcome to the show today. My guest is a talented musician who has worked on many great shows. Let's go to a clip now to hear a piece of his work. Isn't that just great to listen to? Ladies and gentlemen, Jody Gray.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine and thank you very much for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Now of course, first things first as always, what got you into making music?
Um, you know, I actually originally wanted to be a writer, and I was able to get more girls as a musician. So it was very soon clear to me that I was going to be a musician instead.
Fair enough, fair enough. So
Writers are kind of dour, and it was much easier.
now when you're writing like music for a show, is it like what's like the hardest part? Is it like trying to make the tune fit a scene, or is it just coming up with the initial idea in the first place? What's like the hardest part of making the music?
Actually, it's a process. It's a combination of stuff. What you start off with generally is you have a spotting session with a director or a producer, and a session literally is sitting down and finding the spots where music goes. Sometimes the director or the producer have very specific ideas. Sometimes they have no idea at all, but they do know that they want a certain emotional texture in a certain scene. So it's really kind of finding those moments and the emotion that goes with them that's very difficult, and then deciding on the style because music is so subjective. Somebody will go, "Oh, I want something really playful here." Well, I don't know what that means. What does playful mean? It's there are hundreds of ways to look at that, and it's somebody's subjective experience. So it's kind of like finding the tone that the director or the producer wants. That's the hardest thing, and then realizing it.
Now, from all your work, you've done like different cartoon shows, you've done video games, you've done many different things. But what was like your favorite thing to work on?
Well, I really like feature films. Um, you have a larger palette, and you have a longer time to sort of expand, the music, because it's just it's a more expansive thing. If you're doing something like a show like Courage the Cowardly Dog, all the music has to fit into 11 minutes, and it all has to make sense, and all has to have themes that people can sort of remember and relate to and have emotional resonance and stuff. So I'd say feature films, yes. But one of my favorite things to work on was Courage the Cowardly Dog for sure.
Now, as we mentioned, you've done like so many different things. What are you currently working on at the moment?
Well, I'm working on a series for Sesame Street called Abby's Flying Fairy School, which is a CGI animated segment that's like 10 minutes within actual Sesame Street shows. And it's very, very beautiful animation. And essentially, we did it like a feature film. So, what I would do is I would score the stuff. A lot of times you do, MIDI musical instrument digital interface stuff, with samples and all kinds of stuff, and you actually play the stuff into your computer and stuff like that. What I did was I did like these basic scores, and then Sesame Street has a very large ensemble, so we go in and cut that stuff live. So it's very much like the old days of Looney Tunes and stuff, where they would have like a live orchestra to do your stuff. So this particular show is really cool because it is like really cinematic. It's very orchestral, and it's very hard. It's very hard, like to record two 10-minute shows takes about 9 to 10 hours. So it's a lot of work. That's fun. I also do a lot of album work. I do both television and film. I'm working on a couple of shorter films now for various people. Um, and also I'm working on a record now, believe it or not, a country artist. It's a lot.
That definitely sounds neat.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff going on. Yes.
Well, speaking of albums, I mean, like all the music you've done can be just as memorable as the shows themselves. Would you ever like to take the music from that and actually put it on its own album for like fans to enjoy?
Yes. At the present moment, we are negotiating to do a Courage the Cowardly Dog orchestral record, which will feature stuff which I know you've mentioned to me before is one of your favorites, The Tower of Dr. Jalost. And actually, what I have is because Courage went off the air a while ago. I have like 7 or 8 years of, focus groups, essentially from fans who have either, approached me or approached, my manager or my co-writer on a lot of Courage stuff, Andy Ezrin, um, to do a record. And it looks like finally we're going to do it. And so I would say if you go to jodygray.com. I don't know, probably in about six months or so, you'll see the announcements for that, and it's going to be like pretty cool. I also have a project that I'm working on right now, which is an small orchestra. It's a 12-piece ensemble. It's not just orchestra; it's all kinds of different instruments and stuff that we're calling Peanut Butter and Jellyfish, and we're going to start doing some concerts of animation music. Um, First in the US and some of the big cities, and then hopefully we'll branch out to Europe and Asia and stuff like that. But it's at the present moment we've done some rehearsals, and it's going to be kind of cool. We'll be doing records as Peanut Butter and Jellyfish as well.
Well, that definitely sounds good. now, now, very quickly, what is your own personal taste in music? I mean, what do you like to listen to?
I am so like one of the good things about animation is you have like this really huge palette. I mean, so many of the shows I've done feature all kinds of stuff. So I'll listen to anything from like classical music to like goth to speed metal to, I'm kind of like can I say slut on the air? Yes. I'm kind of like a musical.
Yes, you can definitely say that. You can definitely say that.
I'm kind of a musical slut in that, I mean, I like a lot of different kinds of stuff. And, you have to pull stuff out of your hat. A composer for film and television, you have a very large toolbox and you have to say, a director will say, right here, I need some like 1920s sounding music. And over here, I need something that sounds like, Avril Lavigne or something. And so you're constantly kind of, doing all kinds of different stuff. And, because I do record production as well, and I'm a songwriter, I do, lots of different stuff in that vein in those veins as well. So I'll do contemporary pop and older stuff. So, I can't honestly say that I have one particular music that I listen to. I will listen to just about anything that is, exciting and well played and fun and quirky and I guess quirky, whatever that means. It's kind of a global term, but I like quirky music. I like stuff that is odd.
Fair enough, fair
Yeah.
enough. Well, thank you for coming on the show. You have been a terrific guest.
Thank you so much. Great to
Ladies
be
and
here.
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Jody Gray.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
No problem. And once again, I've been Caboos15. Catch you next time.
Alrighty. Take care now. Bye bye.